It is episode 414 of GI Joburg. I'm Paul, and these two gentlemen in the same block are
Steve.
and
Rob.
and Paul.
Paul.
And guys, we had a plan for this episode, but that was completely shot to hell by Friday the 13th. You know, reveals. I would say it's Friday the 13th for us when we saw most of the reveals, and a little bit on Valentine's Day. So
Yeah, it changed everything. Like my
it
life.
changed.
We
Yeah.
were like,
So
can't do what we originally wanted to do. So we were like, we have to focus on this because people will want to hear what we have to say. And we were just so we couldn't bottle it up. We were like, we could wait 2 weeks, but
but I still think it'd be worth having keeping some of the original topic that we planned for this episode. I think that'll be
it's
fun for our listeners
possible.
because
We
there's
like
so much news. Let's not be another episode of news, but we do have thoughts, and those are unique to GI Joburg. So
very. But
you want
before
to
we
hear
get into
that?
the
Yeah.
thoughts, I think let's talk new toys because I got a new toy this past week and I
You got a new toy.
I really did. I mean, I don't
Show
know
us.
if you guys got new toys, but I know
I
I
also got new
definitely
toys.
got new toys. Well,
Show us.
a new
Show us,
toy.
Rob. A new toy.
So earlier this week, Stephen visited me at work, and he was like, "Oh, let's do a 20 questions because it's your birthday soon, Rob, and I don't want to just gift you a toy. I want you to work for it." And
Oh
work
wow, that
I
doesn't sound
did.
like Steve at all. Carry
Work
on.
I did because he also misspoke or he misanswered the question I asked him, which kind of like led me down the wrong road of like, who could this figure possibly be? My one question was he in the original 13? And Stephen was like, no. And I was like, okay, then it can't possibly be Stalker version 2. And it actually was Stalker version 2.
Wow, Rob. Well,
Um,
wow.
isn't that insane? He was trying to like, he was like, I don't really want to give him something for his
You want
birthday.
to fake you out.
And it's almost complete. It comes with the pontoon. It comes with its gun. It comes with its
That's the canoe, the kayak.
that thing.
Yes.
So it comes with all that. Doesn't come with a knife, but that's all right. He's as
Okay.
complete as he needs to be. And what a great version of Stalker this is. I would say it's not wouldn't be my favorite version of Stalker, but I'm glad that I have the 1989 version because he is really a good figure overall. Wonderful details. The only detail that confuses me is the way that his knife is kind of like holstered on his foot. I don't know
Yeah.
how he's meant to grab that because it kind of goes down. The hilt is like down.
Yeah,
below
it's
his
a
foot.
weird one. It's a weird one.
It's like
You have to
why?
kind of do like a chicken wing. You know,
Yeah,
like
you know.
grab that knife and cut you. Yeah.
So
So,
this was a wonderful surprise, and thank you, Stephen. I really do appreciate having Stalker version.
so Rob,
And he's actually my first Stalker, by the way.
oh, congratulations.
I
He
do not
was
own
my first
another
stalker as well.
vintage
So,
Stalker.
oh.
So,
That was my first stalker as a kid, and I'm
oh,
thrilled. I'm thrilled that you have him. He's one of the best GI Joe toys, hands down.
heck yeah, for
I think the
sure.
only thing that holds him back is his Arctic gear. It takes him out of a lot of situations, but somehow his Arctic gear also kind of seems to make him fit. It's like it's not over Arctic.
It's not
But
well. I see, when I look at him, I don't think of him as an Arctic figure though. Like yes, he's wearing a white jumper,
yeah,
kind of hoodie thing, but it doesn't. I didn't feel like he is Arctic.
okay.
Weirdly enough, like if he was all white, then I'd be like, oh, that's a white stalker, but he isn't.
Well, classically in the cartoon series, the comic book series, this version of Stalker debuted right around the same time of the emirative benzene invasion. So G.I. Joe was heading out into the desert when Stalker
Mhm.
was rocking this look. And I guess in that setting, the white could be maybe tan, in certain lights. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's more to reflect the light off him.
Oh, right.
this is desert jacket, guys. Come on.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's a great toy. Cool details. Amazing character. Nice, Rob.
absolutely.
And
I'm
also, congrats on getting it in like 2 questions. Well played.
Yeah, it took me 2 questions. so fast.
Insanity.
Super fast.
Insanity. Steve, did you score anything new?
Negative, my friend.
Oh.
I am tearing my eyes out looking at all these images that have come out of New York Toy Fair.
Ooh, but you're
ToyFaRe.
gonna have to wait a little bit, I think, because Paul, did you get something
I got
new
some new stuff.
this week?
So, frequent listeners to this podcast and viewers would have heard me say I've got some stuff in Big Bad Toy Store, and I finally shipped it off, and it arrived, which is pretty cool. Like normally I'm quite like on top of tracking, and when I'd looked at the tracking, it was like still being processed or some crap. So I was like, oh, it's probably gonna arrive on like Monday or Tuesday next week. About the time that you would be listening to this recording, but it arrived on Friday the 13th, and I got a great handful of Reaction Plus figures. And the first one I'm showing to everybody on the screen is Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
let us go into this night. It is a nice what? It is a nice night for a bite to drink. He is fantastic. I It's the first one I opened actually. I know it's bad, right? I'm like, this is a GI Joe podcast, but to have an O-ring styled Bela Lugosi is just so rad. So anyway, I pulled him out, and not for nothing, but his little candle accessory here is actually quite detailed. Um, Surprisingly more detailed than I thought it would be, and he's stunning. I mean, his likeness. For those of you that are watching the video version, when my camera decides to actually focus on him, we'll see that his likeness is pretty good. I think if anything, if there's any fail, I'm surprised they didn't give him the white face paint, which is just a bit weird that he's got
It
skin
is
tone.
ironic that it's plastic flesh tone and not
Yes,
painted flesh tone
Hmm.
on a character
yes,
like. But it looks good. The head sculpt is like
it's so
wow.
good. Yeah,
You can do amazing things with an O-ring figure these days.
they
Yeah.
really hit it out of the park. I actually got a handful of stuff. So I got about 6 figures. Not all of them are open because it took a while for them to get here. So I want to take a while to open them. But the next one I did open, I know it's not going to be like exciting for everybody, but I got Mara, which um I'll be very honest, I'm glad I have the character. But as a figure, she's underwhelming. I
Yeah,
think
for
that's the best
sure.
way to explain her.
Like very just plain, straight up and down, very little detailing. But when you do hold her, you do see some detailing for the scuba gear, which I think is nice.
Yeah, I thought the scuba gear it was well designed. The wetsuit is good. It's got some intricacies to it. The face sculpt is adequate. I'm a bit annoyed that they didn't give her whites in her eyes. Because I must say the Tintin look is not my favorite thing on these figures. And then I'll just throw over some of the guys I've still got in packaging. I'm not sure which one I'm going to open next, so maybe our listeners and viewers can let me know in the comments who I should open next, and the one who gets the most votes is the one I'll open next. But in
Fair.
no specific order, I got Pisona finally.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yes,
we have nothing bad to say about this figure.
yeah, right. And also, that's how long
You liar. The accessory is pants and
it looks
the
pants.
cloak is garbage.
Yes,
But you can fix those things.
Yeah,
you
I mean
can.
things that you can't fix are pretty good. I mean,
So yeah, and this should show you how long they've been sitting in my pile of loot for, because I got this Pisona as soon as she became available for pre-order on Big Bird Toy Store. Then
you're gonna say there's like a little dust on it or something.
no. Then another monster. I got the creature from the Black Lagoon, and he looks like so much fun. He's great. Look at the card art for these guys. Like they really, pulled out all the stops. It's awesome.
It's got a GI Jonas to it, and it's
Yes,
probably got a lot to do with the white border. I'm not
yes.
sure if that's common to all Super 7 card backs, or if that's something that they have started with GI Joe and now have carried over to all Reaction Pluses.
Yeah, I like that they're doing it. It's kind of a little bit of just a nod to GI Joe,
The
because they
visual
are
language
using the
is
GI.
there. Black card with an explosion behind the character and then a white border.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a GI Joe card, man.
And
Yeah,
check how rock and roll the
very
back of
GI
the
Joe.
card is. I think this is so great. It's so rockabilly, and there's a little collect them all
Yeah, it
file
even
card.
has a file card like a GI Joe would.
Yeah, and then it's just horror and thrill show. And they've announced season or the second wave at ToyFaRe, which we're going to be chatting about soon as well. But the wave two is Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, and the Mummy. Also, in this lot is Big Lob.
Yeah.
Super
Big
cool.
lob.
Big Lob, who
Loving those
I
bigs.
did my very
Big,
best
big.
not to play with or look at when I was at Steve's place recently,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to take away too much of the initial excitement of his arrival. And then
Don't look at
last
the
but
screen now.
certainly not least in any way, shape, or form, is Arctic Scarlet, who sadly won't fit in a snowcat,
Mm.
but is really great to look at. And we're gonna hold her up to the camera there. Like, yeah, now you can see a blurry version of her, which is great. Yeah, she's cool. Like, she's gonna be a lot of fun. Accessories
Free
look.
them, Paul. Free them.
I will free them. I'm just pacing myself, like I said, because it was a couple of months that I waited for them to arrive, and I don't want to like blow that all out. So please let me know in the comments, guys, who should I open next? Maybe make it easier on me. Tell me which two I should open next.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really great to have some O-ring figures, and really exciting that there's so much really cool news actually on the horizon for toys. Like, all I had to say was I'm going to go super chilled on toy buying this year, and what happened? Because the universe,
Dinosaurs.
Oh.
dinosaurs,
Oh my goodness.
O-rings, um, turtles. Oh my, it's been it's been
Let
insane.
me just put the hook in right now, and I wanted to do this up top, but I'm glad we went another way. Because I just think the theme for this particular episode is things that divide fandoms, and GI Joe Classified has had some wild things that the purists would choose to ignore, like zombies, like Dark Energon, like the Dire effect,
Hmm.
Crystal Ball and his subsect, but now they've got dinosaurs. Okay,
Dinosaurs.
wow. Here we go.
It's
Yeah,
about time.
anything that'll, divide a fandom, it's dinosaurs.
It is a
But
take it or leave it situation, just like they try to work the Dino Hunters into GI Joe, and that was a false start. But
Mm.
like here, it's here to stay. Like this is Hasbro's classified team putting their own creative stamp on the line, because this stuff came out of left field.
I didn't know
they
what that
clearly
was
listen to
at
our
all.
podcasts. I've been hopping on for a dinosaur GI Joe crossover for like forever. So, but let's not spoil too much. Let me get these images ready to share with everybody.
Look, if you
And
are going to lean heavily into the creature things,
mm,
which is something that classified has a penchant for, like
mm-hmm,
you you want to go bigger, badder, more vicious.
mm,
So I guess you're going prehistoric.
yeah,
Yeah,
we haven't gone to space yet, so
I
we're
mean,
not.
we've
Yeah.
had tastes of really good animal companions, especially, I mean, the scorpion figure.
Yep.
There's a scorpion, comes with a beautiful scorpion, and all the animals so far have been
Freaking polar
fantastic.
bear.
Yeah. So I mean, they want animals in this line, and of course, I mean, the natural progression to that would be to try and do dinosaurs.
Yeah.
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 But I think, Paul, it's all up to you, my friend. What
Yes.
does this do for you?
Okay. Well, because we went straight to the dinosaurs, uh,
Waste no
I,
time.
I thought we were gonna get with the one crazy crossover first, but I am very excited to see that raptor or whatever it's meant to be. It's kind of like a raptor-ish kind of vibe. Um, I'm excited that we're getting a toy of a raptor in classified scale. The dude that comes with it, take it or leave it. I think he's an okay design for what he is.
Rotclaw, is that his name?
Yeah,
Professor
Dr. Rotclaw or
Yeah.
something.
Or
Where have,
Paleo Viper.
yeah, where have we seen that waistband before? It reminds me of the one that comes with one of the ninjas from the modern era line. That
You know what it reminds
waistband.
me of more than
Hmm?
anything else is Dusty Pursuit of Cobra.
Yes, there we go.
Had this kind of side skirts, which I promptly cut off because I didn't like them. But yeah,
Yeah, so
it's like
I mean,
it's a girdle, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I think the guy is the included accessory, and the dinosaur is actually the real figure here. Um, but yeah, I'm pleased to see this, and I feel like they are trying to put their best foot forward with this. I think it's a kind of a long time coming. I feel like we've needed dinosaurs in GI Joe for a long time. Uh, I say that just because I like the idea of smushing them together. Because you may have heard me say the word Dino Riders at least a million times during our sort of tenure. um,
Guilty is charged.
yeah, so I'm thrilled to see this. I don't know if it's going to take my money though. That's the thing. Like,
Ooh. Is that the
yeah,
skirt putting you off?
the dude is putting me off quite a bit. Like, I don't see much fun to be had with that toy. Like,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
overall, is it because of the head sculpt? I mean, they have made it that you can make it because he is also simultaneously the Paleo Viper. It is a troop builder.
yeah. Um, I need to see more photos.
Hmm.
I liked what I
Have
saw
you
on the
seen
on.
Have you seen a picture of the alternate head?
I have, yeah, and
Okay.
it is decent. I've seen the showroom floor images, which I liked as well. Like this image that I'm showing here is perhaps not the most flattering for the dinosaur, I must be honest. Like his hands are out there. He's got jazz hands. He's yeah. I don't know. He's about to bust out some Chicago here. Also, not for nothing, but I do like the little detail, like having the main claw. It has a bit of articulation. If you see, the one is down and the other one is up.
Hmm.
So I think there's like a bit of a movement there, which that's fun. You can recreate some Jurassic Park click 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 with the nails with the hook nail thing. Hmm. Yeah, he's cool. Like let's see what goes down with this. I think the fan base might be very offended by this though. I think it came out of their field in a big way. I don't think anybody saw a dinosaur set coming. I mean, I don't even think there were rumors of a dinosaur coming out.
I think they did kind of release like a promo image of just the harness, because it also comes with a harness that allows you to kind of like almost like it's a dog. And I think
Oh yeah.
there was some speculation amongst fans, or at least like
Hmm.
classified fans who were like,
Dino
"Oh,
Hunters.
maybe it's a dinosaur," and somehow some people got it spot on. But I think it was still a surprise to a lot of the fan base for sure.
And also, not for nothing, but I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there who are kind of annoyed that this is a feathered kind of raptor
Mm.
vibe going. Not that there's like, listen, science is what it is. It's an ever evolving thing. It discovers stuff, and so we're discovering that dinosaurs does perhaps have hair and feathers, and but I think there's a lot of guys in that are in the like a lot of GI Joe fans are at an age where we grew up with velociraptors and dinosaurs being non-feathered primarily, and so I
Which is
think that
inaccurate. So I mean, I'm glad GI Joe is kind of like following the
yeah, but
science.
yeah, but yeah, it's one of those. I think it might just be a bit jarring for some folk. I think but then again, thankfully Jurassic Park slash Jurassic World has a toy line which is quite robust and has feathered and non-feathered raptors. So I'm keen to see how this compares to the Hammond collection stuff that's out there. Because that's quite ballsy of them to put a figure and a dinosaur in the packaging and charge the same price as the Hammond collection dinosaurs. So let's see if Hasbro gets away with it.
This one's got a
Um,
Cobra symbol on it, man.
got yeah,
Mm.
on its
Instead of the
leg.
JP or JW or whatever they're stamping on actual official
Hmm.
Jurassic toy
Do they
line.
stack on? Well, let me just see if they do put anything on them. So
Well,
far,
now they have like removable panels where you look at the DNA or something.
yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this at least they've got it underneath the foot, so you got the Jurassic Park brand stamped there. So at least it's not like tattooed on the dinosaur, which is nice. It gives a dinosaur more legs, for other types of toy photography and toy play and whatever's. But guys, I think dinosaurs. I think where do you guys stand with this? What do you guys feel about this before we move on to
Well,
something
it's
else?
it's fun. I think it's a fun idea, and I'm curious to see where they go with it. Because I mean, introducing a character like Professor Rotclaw suggests that there's a lot more research going into this on Cobra's side as part of the lore of
Mm.
classified. So I think we might see more dinosaur stuff.
The breadcrumbs that Lenny was dropping, in courtesy of this is Full Force's coverage at ToyCon or Toy Fair, he said that the headman is somehow in charge of this dinosaur, I
Oh
don't know,
Lord.
trafficking. Basically, I started getting huge Cadillacs and dinosaurs vibes
Mm.
because Cobra is clearly into the business of like poaching and illicit dinosaur sales and training. That's the vibe that I get from this. And Headman, because I don't know if you can really in this climate do the war on drugs again. Headman is now a dino pusher than a drug pusher.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I mean, I also do want to jump in at this point and say that we speculated who the cowboy was going to be.
Mm.
Turns out I was way off. This is a new character. He's just styled like a cowboy. But if you did listen to last week's episode, I was throwing it out there that maybe they're trying to build in some time sort of hopping storyline to classified. And this was Western Duke,
Mhm.
very much like a Ninja Turtles thing. And now we're seeing dinosaurs. So I was part right. They wanted to play with different aesthetics, different time periods. So we're going
Mm.
Old West with Sundown, that's his name,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going prehistoric with Rotclaw.
I wonder if they
So,
tied together.
dude, I would not be surprised if
Mm.
Sundown's direct nemesis is Headman, because there is also some lore surrounding Sundown
Mm.
that he became the lawman. His brother, his twin brother, became a politician, and he's been abducted. Sundown is
By
trying to track
Headman,
down,
yeah.
yeah, by Headman. Sundown is trying to track him down. This is what Lenny was spouting
Yeah.
at
Not
the.
sure if he was a twin brother though. I know it was his brother. Went into politics and he went to bounty hunting essentially.
I guess the reason I say twin brother is because it was also revealed that the sort of the Mayan design on his poncho is, was it a serap? I don't know. Is the sort of Mayan twins
Yes.
fighting a mongoose? No, what was it?
Some sort of monster thing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all very new, guys. This stuff is.
But a cool looking figure, and I like the use of the kind of like the blue colors for the character is very different.
Yeah.
It kind
I
of
think this
adds
dude's.
to him.
I think this dude's a fantastic looking figure. Like.
Yeah, they were definitely cooking when it came to this one,
Yeah.
and then he seems very enthusiastic about this. But the only like negatives I had about it was that like for them to expand the lore of classified, they kind of it's just coming from the mouth of Lenny. There is no
Mm.
like advertising, there is no marketing that kind of
There's no
establishes
story
any
that got. Yeah.
lore. It's
Mm.
it's the headcanon essentially.
Yeah.
It's the way that he kind of pitches it to the higher ups at Hasbro, like, oh, this is how this is going to work, and this is how it connects to GI Joe. Can I make
Yeah.
it? Like,
It's the
yeah,
directive.
go ahead and
Yeah.
make it. But that I think that is the one that is the biggest weakness of classified for me, at least, is that there is no lore, there's no story to kind of help you want to collect these figures.
Yeah.
Like what connects everything. It's just Lenny saying, oh, so and so and such and such.
Yeah. Everything kind of lives on its own island. Hey, which is quite
Yeah,
sad. Like.
it's just
Yeah.
you inventing the story for yourself, and it's like even without that story, because he was like, what is the story?" It's like, I can't show you who this figure is yet because I gotta tell you what it's about.
There'll be a slow release in this
You
thing.
wouldn't have had to have done that if you had a way of telling these stories.
Yeah. Creating some kind of a cliffhanger or some kind of breadcrumbs that led up to this by hiding it in the file cards of other figures or something like that.
Or in an associated comic or cartoon.
I feel like but classified as a victim of its own success.
Mm.
When it started, it was embedded designs to a video game.
Mm.
The video game has passed into obscurity, but the toy line has gone from strength to strength. So there's no ways a media can catch up with it. Like you get classified designs getting worked in as best they can into the current Skybound continuity.
Mm.
And they do have some cognizance of what is being released. So maybe Sundown will get an appearance, but it's all, the cart is being put before the horse kind of thing.
I
And there's no ways we can get ahead of it.
So something that is happening at Aspro that I am observing here that I think is pretty interesting. So this is nothing like official or but seeing a character like Sundown, seeing the raptor with Rot Claw, whatever the hell his name is, they almost feel like a different a toy line. They don't feel like GI Joe, and that's there's two sides to that. On one hand, they don't feel like GI Joe because it does feel like somebody has brought other toys from another toy box and put them into the same toy box as the GI Joes, and we're all playing with them together, and that's cool. But then on the other hand, maybe it's just because this is a direction that GI Joe is going to go into, at least for the toys, and it is going to feel super foreign to us who have been with the brand for a long time. So it is going to feel like a different toy brand. I would I do suspect at some point Hasbro might break these characters out if they do well enough into their own thing. Um, like I don't know, it feels like they got the green light to design this character because Lenny and Co managed to convince Hasbro that these characters could fit in the GI Joe world. But I don't think there's just something about them conceptually that just feels not within the GI Joe milieu for me.
Sundown and the Dinosaur Kids.
Yeah, actually, like jokes aside, but like Dino Trackers or something like that, it feels like it could have been a completely different show slash video game. It's even very possible that they're spinning an epic yarn in that these were actually toys or characters designed for something completely different. And because the money had already been put into the tooling and all that, and another side of the marketing fell apart where they were like, oh, it's probably not going to do well as a TV show on its own legs. Let's make them GI Joes. And we've seen that kind of thing before with the modern era a little bit. But yeah, that's my theory on these guys, I must say. Still,
I've just realized something about this figure.
mm,
He doesn't come with an alternate head, but his hat sits so well on his hair
mm,
because we've seen hatless images of Sundown, and he's
yeah,
got wonderfully styled hair.
yeah, no
But
head.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, there was in the one video I watched. Essentially the top of his head has like a keyhole in it,
Mm,
and there's the appropriate thing on either the toupee, I guess, or the hat.
Oh, is the hair removable?
Yes. So the
Okay.
hair gets removed, and then you put the hat onto there, and you lock it into place essentially.
cool.
Okay.
That's
Well,
very
then
cool.
I don't think I can compliment it that much because, like, yeah, there's no ways that's amazing. Like, sort of side parting, like, I don't know. It's got like cool strands of hair basically
Mm.
coming down over his forehead. Um, would fit under that hat.
Mm.
Okay, never mind.
Well, he
But it's
kind
a
of
good
just
look.
pushes it in there.
Yeah.
Every time he puts the hat on, he's
But
like,
he's really,
I know what he
really
does in the real world, Rob, but what is the action figure gonna do? Yeah. Oh.
"Ooh, what
should be
was
good.
that? Was that a female figure?"
This one, yeah, this mysterious female ninja. No, not mysterious, not to anybody in the GI Joe fandom. It is of course Dawn Moreno and or Moreno,
Yeah,
however you're
Snake
supposed to say
Eyes
it.
2.0.
Yeah,
with
and
boobs.
Ooh.
so guys, it's like here's the thing, it's a figure of Dawn Moreno.
It
I
is.
like what else can you say about it? And I know this might sound like negative, but it's not. It's just this is exactly what we thought it would be.
Yeah, they've captured her perfectly, from her appearance in the comics. And I believe, yeah, they kind of revealed her. Larry was the one to kind of reveal her.
Hmm. Larry
He was
Hama, that
kind
is.
of allowed because he was the creator of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it captures her perfectly. I think it's great.
It is great. I don't have a picture of it here because I'm trying
Mm.
not to have a million gazillion photos because as it is we've got a lot. But there is one with the unmasked face sculpt, and I will say that it is stunning. It's a very good looking face that I've seen. Um, I hope I really did see that. Now I'm questioning myself, but
Oh no, you absolutely did. In the videos I've seen, and I think there were pictures on Instagram as well. I think it's Praetonia was the main one.
mm,
I'm probably getting the name wrong, but they were one of the main ones that were kind of sharing images
yeah.
on
But
Instagram.
by the way, a lot of our images come from like Surveillance Port and from Full Force.
Yeah.
Who have probably credited their sources already if they're not the source of the images. So just so you guys know where we got all of this stuff. Not that we're breaking scoops or anything.
Yeah, no,
But,
fair play.
but yeah. So Dawn Moreno, like I feel bad because it's an incredible toy. It's a great likeness, a great version of
Well,
her.
when
Like
something's good, I mean, sometimes you just can't say anything,
there's just
because
not an
it's
yeah.
just that good.
It is what you expect it to be. Somebody said it's a Porsche, and it looks like a Porsche, and now we can move along. They
There it
didn't
is.
fail with this. They were quite good with nailing the design. Question is, I wonder how popular it's going to be as a figure, or that how popular she's going to be sales wise.
Exceptionally popular, I'd like to think. Like another
So do
female
I.
character, we get so few of them.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, say what you want about, the whole storyline of, Snake Eyes being dying and needing to be replaced by a female. Um, it's a great design.
Yeah.
And maybe they haven't done so much with the character after the fact, since Snake Eyes returned, but still, it's a cool design, and kind of grappling with her own, like her feelings, like is what I'm feeling right now. Me, is it Snake Eyes that actually loves, the memories? It's an interesting um, uh, conflict for a character to have.
Mm.
It makes it very complicated, I think.
Yeah. And let's see if she stays strong, because yeah.
But Steven, what do you think here?
Yeah.
I
Where
mean,
are you
you
at,
have
bro?
actually read all those comics. Me and Paul, this is secondhand knowledge from you, actually.
Mm.
Paul raises an interesting point because the the people who wanted to see this figure for the longest time are very vocal, but might be in the sharp minority when it comes to the standard buying public of GI Joe toys. So I am also curious to see how well this figure is received, how well it sells,
Yeah.
because I know, like, yeah, people have been applauding to the high heavens, but they might be the very vocal minority. Who knows? People
Yeah.
might just be like, "What? Female Snake Eyes? Get out of here with that woke shit, man!"
Or
You know?
something,
Or,
like
no, or yeah, I guess like they're praising it. They're like, well done, you made the figure, but there's no intention of actually purchase. Sorry, I've been drinking. Of buying it, but who knows? We'll see. But still, I think great.
per
Yeah.
buying it.
I look forward to, yeah, whoever buys this. I think you're gonna get yourself a great figure.
I
Mhm.
do say, boy. Sorry. Curious to see who's going to be per buying that toy. Guys, not for nothing, for the collectors out there, this is the first Don Moreno figure.
Yeah, ever.
Yes,
So I think
ever.
that in itself will make a lot of people buy.
So a lot of
Get it
people are going to be
signed
like,
by Larry Hama at the next convention, baby.
yeah, shame.
Mm.
Larry Hammer's going to be like, oh, Hammer's going to be like, oh my God, this is 1,000,001 of Dawn Moreno.
He's gonna be so happy. I mean,
And
to
who is,
see a character you created in the flesh, as it were. I think surely, Paul, you know that. I mean, how that would feel for you. An
yes,
original character you created is now suddenly a product. Something that you
yeah.
can touch and feel.
Because remember, Larry Hama didn't actually design the GI Joes initially.
Mm.
Like he conceived them,
Yeah,
but
no,
the
for sure. He
toys
took
were
the
already
designs
handed to
on,
him. Yeah.
on board,
So
and fleshed them out as people. So next up, we have Overkill. I think great. I mean, I don't know, hey, because at the toy fair they have 100% confirmed. There are images of it. He is 100% a cyborg, as
hmm
Lenny says, according to the law. He obviously didn't go all the way back and read the original file card for the
hmm
version of the character that this is a version of.
hmm
Um, so I don't know. It's a mix of obviously the different stories that Overkill, who he is. I like that the chest they revealed that it does open.
I've
My
got a
only
picture of
problem,
that I'll show folks just now.
my only
So
problem with that is those guns look really small,
mm.
which I find wild. That you could get the gun to be so much bigger on a tinier figure.
But it's essentially the same size as the vintage.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? They look so
Yeah.
small. It's like flip. He's my little nipples, guys. I fire bullets out of them.
Guys, I don't know what it is, but like the concept, this is one of the few times where I feel the concept art, well, the render was stronger than the actual figure. Not
Oh, I
because,
break the opposite way.
oh,
Interesting.
really? Okay, because
Yeah, I enjoy seeing him in the sort of Toy
I,
Fair pictures than the
Yeah,
render.
I think let me rephrase that. I think the ToyFaRe poses have done more damage to this toy's coolness than the renders did, because this pose that everybody's looking at now on the YouTube version of this is ridiculous. I absolutely hate it. It doesn't look like it's posed by somebody who considered a cool pose. And I don't blame them too much, because this gun having its a top handle in the direction that it's facing is kind of annoying. I mean, it's a very uncomfortable position, human or cyborg, to hold that top rung. Guys, I don't know if you can see what I'm saying, like getting at there.
Yeah, it's the one that he's
It's
holding with his left hand. So
yeah,
his
it's
right hand is in line with the barrel, but his left hand is going perpendicular to the barrel.
yeah,
And
it's
it's kind of difficult to do with an action figure, even with the fantastic articulation
wrist articulation,
that you have.
etc. Yeah, so like that gun just kills the whole vibe of this pose, because it makes him look awkward and the feet are posed. It just looks. I'm sorry, but whoever posed this is just cock at posing
But I
toys.
mean, yeah, that's just whoever posed it. That's not really a point against or for the figure, but
But it
it is
hurts the
for
figure's sale,
impressions.
because I look
Yes.
at this and I go, oh wow, this looks quite dorky.
But yeah,
um,
we haven't. I mean, but they
mm,
always do the kind of the Dio pictures anyway. So I
yeah,
mean, this is just them kind of quickly throwing something together, essentially.
but that gun design is an issue for me. That really does hurt the figure a lot for me. Like, not for nothing, but it's his biggest weapon, probably his least interesting weapon, which is saying a lot actually. Because he's got some interesting stuff, but that top swing on the handle there is just so dumb, and it hurts it a lot for me. And I know I'm being like finicky, and that's not really fair. But we should also focus on some of the fun stuff, like the kind of butterfly joints that are hidden there, for the arms, so that you're actually getting the movement. You can actually have him hold this gun properly in a lot of respects. The plastic looks good on him. I was a little nervous about how this might actually look when realized in plastic, but I think it's come out looking great. It's also got a removable faceplate, but I've got an image of that which I'll bring in just now. But Steve, yeah, tell us. Like you said that this
Oh,
the
waste
one
no
just
time. Get that image up, brother.
let
Uh,
me.
I my first remark was under the rather unflattering lighting at Toy Fair.
Thanks, surveillance port. Sorry, just saying.
Thank you, surveillance port, for the out of pack shot. It's obviously gold plastic, and it
Mm,
has that kind of less vibrant appearance than like painted gold. You saw it with Battle Armor Cobra Commander.
yeah.
It was kind of this swirly, dull silver,
Mm,
which is just it's a cost implication. He would have had a lot of gold paint slapped on him if it was a painted surface. So yeah, take it or leave it. That's the reality of mass-produced toys. Here in Overkill Classified's entry, you see the team using the stronger look and marrying it with the stronger storyline. So
mm,
instead of just being a really advanced battle android trooper, they are incorporating the cyborg, resurrected, maybe Saw Viper
mm.
storyline in this figure. So where do I stand on that? I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's win.
Because this removable faceplate to reveal the face underneath is great. The fact that his gouged out, like missing eyeball lines up with the sort of the cross hairs optic of the
Mm,
classic Overkill mask, great.
mm.
The fact that you can see his surviving eye through the faceplate's sort of
Hold.
eye hole, also really strong design. Kind of makes you almost not miss the translucent plastic. Like
Almost.
Overkill was that crazy figure that just had so much going for it in terms of aesthetics. The acid green and the transparent chest plate and the gold and the technical greeblies. Well, this
Mm.
figure does some of that and not
So
all.
I, I think it would have been fun if they had kept the mask on in the packaging, so that when a kid gets this, and I'm thinking of a kid, when like a kid gets this figure, or and even us, I suppose, when we get it and we open it up and we discover that the faceplate is removable. It's
When it
like such a
falls
great
off, you're like,
feature.
oh, you lost.
Oh, like, but I feel like that's such a cool Easter egg, and it's one of those
Yeah,
things
I'm afraid
where
you're out of touch with toy economics if that's the case. Easter
yeah,
eggs are for a time where we weren't obsessed with like seeing all the value in the package.
Yeah,
Like
before buying.
yeah,
you've got
but
to have everything individuated and shown
yeah,
to
I
the
understand
consumer.
that,
Like there's nothing hidden. There's nothing underneath these sort of cardboard sections, it's like shielded from
dude.
view.
I
Mm.
And
know,
that's just general
like I know
culture.
this.
That's not just toy culture. That's like even, I mean,
That's
movies
consumer
these
culture. It's
days,
how it works.
like
Mm,
you need to, they want you to know exactly what you're getting into before you go in.
it's a
And you
liable
want
thing.
that too as a consumer.
Mm,
So I'm gonna have to be that guy and say, like, I like that they tried to get him to look like the original, but I would have preferred if he was completely robotic.
okay.
Like, I think if you wanted to go this route, instead of marrying the law of like version 2, I guess, of Overkill to the original version of him, do a Robo Joe who is already a cyborg,
Mm,
and has a very strong look. It is also, it's like the orange and the black, and you can do a version of him that isn't in that gigantic army that he comes in for the Star Brigade, but in a more svelte, kind of like Robocopy type look that this guy has.
mm,
I think I would have bought that better because that at least kind of is in more in line with a cyborg that is an established cyborg, at least in the toys. I mean, I'm getting where Steven's coming from. Like, yes, the cyborg version of this character is a more compelling, interesting origin story for him. But like, I would have preferred it to be more true to what the original toy was like originally.
yeah, I'm also in favor of him being a cyborg, like with the human
You,
side to it.
you guys.
Yeah, but like it's also kind of how I saw him initially anyway. So
I guess, yeah, you did say that. For you, he's basically always been a cyborg.
yeah, so I yeah I uh, my wallet is dangerously on the fence here with this figure. I must say, I it's like I think it's just because he's so playable. He's such a toyetic figure. It's just that gun handle that really annoys me.
Yeah, for
And
sure. I mean, that's the
yeah,
great thing, though. But what also makes him so playable is the inclusion of all his original features, which I
yeah,
think is great. They understood that all those features were great for play,
and
and they've
pivotal to
included those
yeah,
in there. So good on them, I guess.
indeed. But let's see what else is in the mix here. Sorry, I'm just busy
All
giving
those
everybody a
features
bit of epilepsy.
except the most important one, like
Do a
Rats
chest plate.
attack!
Oh,
Retry! Retry!
right out.
Right out!
right
Right
out.
those lines. You have detention.
um, yeah, and then just some great actual shots of the Hydra Viper. In this case, just actual shot of the Hydra Viper.
Very nice to see it.
Yeah,
And of course, it confirms, especially the videos, that obviously it's two separate heads, um, to kind of get that more
But no
tight look.
alternate hand.
and
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was disappointed about that. I mean, like, I understand trying to be true to the original, but like, this is the one thing that you could improve on this thing. Like, whether or not the helmet fits more perfectly by having two different heads, like i- we, our action figures, they need two hands. Like he has two accessories.
mm,
The classified team has so slavishly followed the original Hydra Viper that they've actually gone to its detriment. I mean, like, to a lot of us, we would have liked to have two usable hands with our figure. And it's been carried over into 2026. I find that astounding.
mm.
Yeah, unless they just weren't showing them. But like from the video footage I've seen, I didn't notice any extra hands
I've seen
beneath the figure.
in-package shots
Oh,
of this figure.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
can
absent.
confirm. It's the first thing I looked for when I saw the package shots of him. I was like, oh, does he have an extra hand? Um, it, not for nothing, guys, but something about the spear gun that I want to mention. Um, it does look a lot like Batman's grapnel gun from the Nolan films. I say this because I recently, while just tidying up some stuff and going through some toy accessories, saw my Batman Begins grapnel gun, and they look eerily similar. So not for nothing. Thought that was quite interesting to mention.
So I
And
mean,
then the
I still like the figure. I think it's
I
great.
love him.
I think
Yeah.
it's a missed opportunity not to give it his another hand.
Oh, I love the Hydro Viper, and also the Manta Ray looks pretty great with the paint apps, which you'll see when you flip him over. That was actually quite fun to see. It's got like sort of white and blue kind of vibes going on there, which is quite good. So yeah, Hydro Viper is a win. I think I don't think we need to say much more. It's like Dawn Moreno. It's a win. I think a lot of guys are going to be very excited. Let us know in the comments if you're
And
going to
just
be
get
picking
those
up the Hydra.
holsters off his legs, though. I think it ruins the lines.
Yeah, you can cut them off, which is
I
Cut
fairly
them
think
off.
I
great.
think you could just slide them off. To be honest, they probably will have a problem with sliding off when you don't want them to slide off. Like they'll
Probably.
constantly be turning or slipping off. There's nothing to really keep them.
There was something else. Oh, there's also these guys. Sorry, these two sort of I don't know, Call of
Special
Duty Joes.
Special Forces legacy characters.
Yes.
Yeah. So Call of Duty Joes. So that's for the Call of Duty bros who don't buy figures, but will probably want something like this to be
Well,
on their PC,
great
which is nice.
army builders, and apparently with a lot of like nice details. So they come with like a detailed balaclava, the face paint on the one character when he has the skull looks great. Lots of equipment. Even like Paul is not kind of like focusing on even the scissors.
Pair of scissors.
They kind of have in the equipment. So lots of attention to detail.
Oh, this guy's also got scissors. Holy shit.
Well, it's
Okay.
the same guy. It's just he
But
comes with
yeah,
three different heads.
that's great. This is awesome. They dare to not only, fight conflict, but also to fight the war against bad bad hair days. You know, there we go. Nice. I and then something that blew me away was Airtight. I
Yes.
love the actual figure shots are incredible for this guy. Old Kirchke is looking great. I don't have him without his helmet, but yes, his helmet is removable.
Yeah,
How cool.
confirmed. And it looks fantastic.
And
Like
it's a
it
full
really
head.
is
It's not
as
a
tight
hazmat head.
as it is.
Yeah.
Like you look at the pictures of him with the helmet on, you're like, maybe it can come off, maybe it can't. But also it feels like a very cartoon accurate version of him.
Yeah.
Maybe a
With
bit
the
younger than we would want him to be, but he still
but
has that kind of hairstyle.
Widow's Peak kind of thing going, yeah. And not for nothing, but I do like the little touches on the helmet just to bring it to the modern age. Just these little touches, um, which just bring it, just bring it forward a bit and make it more interesting visually. Great toy. I think people who skip on this, who sleep on this, are gonna regret it a
Oh
little
no,
bit
this is
down the
going to be
line.
the most bought figure out of all of these.
Mm.
Yeah,
Uh, and who knew that we'd be saying that about Airtight of all things? Well, maybe Gary V had his opinions on the subject, but like to the average Joe fan, Airtight wasn't a superstar of 1985. But the
no,
fact that this is a very faithful classified homage to the original figure, I mean, it's one for
awesome.
one and then some. Look at the
Guys look
chest
familiar.
detail. Do
Mm.
you know that that is a flip down
Yes,
computer?
I did
Ah,
speculate on that before. Like,
well,
yeah,
Confirmed.
but now it's confirmed, so that's great. I thought that was very cool. Very cool. I'm quite a fan of Airtight ever since the modern era version of him, that Renegades version. Blew me away and just like pushed this character up into the stratosphere for me. So and then yeah, yay, Zanya on the chameleon Tomskia, which admittedly the engine parts do look better when seen at this angle. They're far more appealing than what was seen in the render. I think this is a nice to have, not a have to have still. Um, Gents, any have your feelings about her changed at all, or is anything you want to
so it's
share?
evident that they want to make this a troop builder buck
Mm,
because the sort of tank girl hat
mm,
has you removing Zanya's trademark
hair?
dreadlocks,
Mm,
but also the alternate head with the well, homage to Dreadnought Chaos. We learned
mm,
that sort of Jason Voorhees
mm.
hockey mask.
Mm.
That is also with the intention of making this army build worthy. I just don't see a lot of people wanting to do that, to be honest.
Mm,
Everyone's going to want well, not everyone. People who like dreadnoughts will probably want to get a chameleon for all of their dreadnoughts, and as we speculated last week, the market's going to flood with, unwanted Zanyas
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
their alternate heads.
yeah. This is a nice like. I although give it to I have to give it to Hasbro that at least they made it a value add purchase. Like if you're gonna buy two, there's value to buying two. You can do the alternate versions as you said, Steve, or you can just toss the extra figure in the cupboard and then have the other chameleon for Zartan, or just have this chameleon for Zartan and just have her as random wastelander in the background of
Yeah,
your.
it's intriguing to me that like you can't get vehicles. In
Mm,
this line, it is always a figure accompanying a vehicle
yeah.
at any scale.
Mm.
I mean, at any size. Let's say it that way. Um, hmm.
And also, a way to go one-handing that shotgun, Zanya. This is why you're not the leader of the Dreadnoks. Moving
It
along.
is interesting with vehicles having to come with a character, because then like you never have a vehicle that can add to characters you already have.
Mm.
You can't be like, oh, I want my dude to kind of like jump on this, something or other.
And
Yeah.
there's this precedent of like shuffling a female figure into these small one-man vehicles. You
Mm.
saw it
Like
with
the
the
claw.
ferret. You saw
Mm.
it with the claw.
Claw. Yeah.
And now you're seeing it with the chameleon. It's like female figures don't sell on their own. Well, give them an alpha class vehicle to ride. But then, does the buying public use those figures, or do they shuffle them into the box?
Mm.
Hmm.
Still, actually
People
want
like
the.
female figures. They're definitely buying them because they're female figures and they happen to come with a vehicle.
I gotta say, Cobra Claw, classified Cobra Claw is still necessary for my collection. I think it's a very cool toy, and the female Cobra Troopers were great. Moving along, just a nice little shot of these sort of, what are they, like ghost vipers? What is the name of these things
It's
again?
a night creeper, but it's a dire night
Yeah,
creeper.
yes,
I can't remember the exact name, but it must be something along those lines.
Dire tech.
it's all
It's
of, yeah, it's
It's
fun.
okay.
It's cool. Like I love this stuff. Actually, I'm a big fan of it
You
personally.
Yeah.
Like,
made you made the point to me, Rob, that you can't just straight up use it as a night creeper because the arms are not interchangeable. The arms
Mm.
are translucent green.
mm,
The head is swappable from this like monster Cthulhu thing to the standard night creeper head.
Yeah, and also looking at these pictures now, the weapons are also
Shadow
diorite.
ninjas.
Because I mean, isn't the concept like this is what you see when you are feared by the dire tech? I mean, is that what the concept is? It's kind of like a scarecrow thing. Like it's not real, or is it real? I can't remember. But
That's
there
Crystal
has to
Ball's
be a
game.
way of turning it off. Like I want the
Mm.
turned off version with my turned on version.
Yeah, I mean, if like,
Sorry.
yeah, I like these conceptually. I think they're very fun. Um,
No, fun designs for sure. I'm not saying
mm.
there aren't, but like I would want to be able to, turn it off, as it were.
I wish. I don't want to wish too hard. Just now, I'll lose my opportunity to wish for $1 billion. But I think these would have been so cool when I was a kid. I would have enjoyed the heck out of these.
I'm
A
sure
lot
lots of
more.
kids these days that want those.
Yeah, all the kids these days want them. Um,
Oh, so next up, Red Dog and
and
emaciated Taurus.
emaciated. Wow, Rob, that's quite a statement. Um, Gentlemen, we've said
Correct
it.
me if I'm wrong.
We're gonna continue to say this as we go through more episodes of GI Joburg, and we've said this many times before. The photographs look much better than the renders. Thankfully, when it comes to these two, they are definitely a lot better in their sort of photograph form. This is a bit of a Photoshop whoopsie here that happened. Um, yeah, the selection tool decided Red Dog's shoulder and the background color were the same, so they were removed. It's an easy thing to slip
Whoopsie. Well,
past.
thankfully, only we can see it.
Only we can see it. Nobody else can see it, can pick up that error. But yeah, Mean Dog and Taurus. If these are blowing your hair back, I'm sure a lot of people will dig them.
Yeah,
Guys,
they look good. Very
they look okay.
nice. Yeah, get them if you need them.
Yeah, I certainly both of them are actually better than the Mercer in my opinion. But anyway, moving along. Yes, Zartan. Okay, out of box shots. We've kind of seen it. I just thought this picture was cute for the episode. It's just him jumping in
When
front
he's
of the
kind of
moon.
like floating through the air with his arrow knocked.
Yes. Yeah, it's okay. Just a goofy little shot that I thought I'd share it. And then
Yeah,
but
as we
let's get
said, yeah, in the previous episode, fantastic figure. Like Paul needs him as
so
part of his life.
so these images come from like I believe well I see the toy arc watermark on them. But this is Cobra Commander from the sort of first issue of GI Joe
Okay, so we're moving on now from Hasbro's kind of
to
assortment of things that they revealed at Toy Fair, and we're going to be dipping into what Super 7 has revealed or kind of shown off a little bit better at their stand at Toy Fair.
well, not all of it, but some of it definitely. Well, this
Okay,
one in
a little bit.
particular
Well, stuff that you thought was interesting to kind of feature.
on this yeah on our show. Guys, Steve specifically, what are your feelings on this Cobra Commander?
I wish his boots weren't blue.
Mm,
Like he's a little bit too much blue.
mm,
You can't do a one-to-one conversion from comic book page to action figure. You need to extrapolate some of the details because this guy looks fake
mm,
and cheap.
mm,
There's no Cobra symbol on him, which might
mm.
be accurate once again to Herb Trimpe's original pencils. And the color might be accurate to whoever was the colorist on issue one. Oh, I should probably remember that. But yeah, I would not rush out and get this. It's a cute offering, but I guess you just got to keep releasing, finding ways of releasing Cobra Commanders, and they've chucked a comic book in there and raised the price by $5. This is retailing at 30 US. Um,
Yeah, I think that there is a
no,
line between like being accurate exactly to what the comic was, but actually interpreting it to a certain degree to what they would have liked it to be. Because obviously, comic books at the time, coloring and all that was not restrictive, but I mean there were limits to what they could do, and I think
Yeah.
they did what they could with what they had. And I think
Mm.
if Herb Trimpe could have colored this in better, he definitely would have. So,
I do like the fact that they've done up a new chest for him.
hmm.
And helmet.
Like
Don't
all
forget.
those. Oh, really?
Yeah, that helmet is
Yikes.
different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like all those like ropes and the straps
Yeah, to
and
be
the
accurate to the interior of the issue, I
double
guess.
breasting and the piping on the collar. Like all that stuff is cool, but it's very basic, man. It's very like straight from the comic book pages, which Super 7 is famous for doing because it actually gives them a pass on having to like do seriously detailed paintwork.
Mm.
Mm.
So they love their comic book and their cartoon nods, but honestly, when it comes to an action figure, I need, as I say, I need it to be extrapolated.
There
I need
has
you
to
to
be
take those
a
details and like run with them a little bit further, push
yeah.
them to where a sculptor and design team would be happy with when they're actually producing a three-dimensional plastic plaything. But yeah, thanks for asking, Paul.
No,
I know
I
I
was just
gave you a
curious.
longer response than you may have expected, but
No, no,
this is a no from me.
No, but that makes perfect. It makes sense. But I mean, I feel like when you do make these things, be accurate, but put your own touch on it. I think that makes sense instead of being slavishly accurate to whatever you see in there. Because I think people would appreciate seeing what it was in the pages and then kind of seeing, oh, what have you done to kind of make it your own? Because otherwise, like, what are you actually adding to this to make it yours?
well, as somebody who quite dutifully purchased many a 25th anniversary GI Joe
True.
um, and modern era GI Joe, there are a good handful of Cobra Commanders that come through that purchasing frenzy, whether they packed in with somebody else or whatever, and you get wild and wacky and wonderful color variations. And I've always felt that Hasbro had a formula for how they did that. And so they would go, oh, this is the Sunbow version of Cobra Commander, but essentially all they would do is just brighten up the colors, but it would still be the same buck as the original figure. So I'm actually coming from the point of view here where I really appreciate that they've gone the extra mile by doing the new chest, the different head, for this look of Cobra Commander, because he is very much how he appears, at least from a silhouette point of view and from a structural point of view in the comic book, which I like. And I think that has long been a gap in the Cobra Commander toys in the millions of or hundreds.
Yeah, it's a version we've never seen as a toy.
Yeah, and I'm happy that that's him.
But as Steven is probably going to point out now from what I was seeing from where he was paging, can I just assume you're going to say that we don't actually see the boots in the issue? Is that
Ooh. Well, no, I was going to point out that he appears in this look for approximately 2 pages.
2 seconds, yes.
Because he spends the majority of issue 1 wearing the hood, and then says, "I'll don my battle helmet," and then promptly, escapes. So it's literally he looks like this for 2 pages.
But it
Which
is his
then
kind of look for the early issues, though. Like,
which then continues the kind of like conspiracy, I guess, of them not wanting to ever make a new hooded version of him. Because I mean, hasn't it been like this for years now? We haven't actually gotten another hooded
I
Cobra
wouldn't say
Commander.
conspiracy; it's more like just a mandate.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's fascinating because as Steven just pointed out, he appears like that on 2 pages. Well, for the majority of the issue, the actual original look he has is his hooded version.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do see
but
the boots.
I don't want to linger on this for too long. I just thought this was
No,
actually
for
kind
sure.
of
But I mean, it's
it was a
nice to
nice
see that they're
touch.
trying it. But when Hasbro did it, we got 2 figures.
Yeah, but when Hasbro, I've always felt Hasbro has done that lazily. That's my thing.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Giving
and
people 2 figures
yeah, man,
is
they've always
crazy.
their colors have there's always had these like bright colored versions and these like super cheese yellow, like literally it looks like cheese yellow for some of the versions, but they've never changed the sculpting or the actual physical look of the toy. And I do like that Super 7 did this, and we're going to see more of this figure, possibly with more paint apps and whatever's going forward, for sure, because they're not going to spend a lot of money on the tooling just for that. Something that's worth remarking on that I don't have pictures for because I don't even want to really give it much spotlight, other than the just acknowledging that it exists. The red, white, and blue line of GI Joes now,
Oh, I'm sorry you don't want to look at those.
they are crap beyond all hell for me, except for the fact that we got the O-ring Lady J sort of revealed there, which is quite fun. But I'll be more than happy to speak about it when she is in her lean green fighting machine look. I really hate those. Oh my word!
But they
Talk about
come with
lean
figure
green fighting
stands.
machines.
You love figure stands.
I love figure stands. I just don't need them to be silver stars. I mean, God.
Well, it's America's 250th, and we've got some crazy decos. Like, literally, Duke could not look more Chuckles-like if he tried. He's got a white shirt with like blue blotchy camo on it.
I confused
And
them
like,
for Chuckles until Steven told me it
if
was
you
Duke.
squint, you think it's a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is a wild look. I mean, and I think, as I said in the last time we spoke about them, the only place I've ever seen this look is Street Fighter. This kind of like
Oh, for
mottled
Falcon.
white. Yeah, for Falcon. Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
place I've ever seen that look.
I am curious to know though, because now what this 250th sort of anniversary of the United States subline has shown us is that we're getting an O-ring Reaction Plus Lady J without a
Yes.
hat.
Yeah.
Is that a lock for you, Paul?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so much a lock that I Mandela affected myself into thinking I already had it, that it already come out.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
but you customized mine,
I tweaked
my
yours, yeah.
second version.
And I think that somehow my wires got crossed there because I really thought I had it.
I think I
So,
would probably get that as well. It would be nice to come have like a modern, a third version of Lady J to own.
hatless version is great.
Mm,
For me,
beautiful.
I've
But
never
anyway,
been a
as you
fan
said,
of a
we're
hat.
not going to give those figures the time of day. I think our opinion on those is pretty obvious. We're not knocking the 250th anniversary of America. We're just saying they look dog shit, the figures. So.
They really do. And they could have, and it just proves they could have just put stands in with the regular O-ring releases.
For sure. That means
It's
that we could have been getting them all along. But
it's the
what
skin of
isn't
their back.
dog shit is
Oh, Ninja Turtles.
Super 7's interpretation of TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as O-ring-esque figures.
Yeah,
3
guys,
3/4 inch.
the story goes like this. I saw this image on Facebook. I copy pasted it and popped it into our WhatsApp group that Rob and Steve and myself are on. I wanted to just, I was excited about it, but cautiously optimistic because we live in a day of generative AI, and there was an element of generative AI here in that it was too good to be true. It had that feeling for it, going for it. And not too long after that, I saw the official press release come out of Super 7, which was actually in my phone's notifications feed, revealing the same image here that I'm showing everybody now. And I am thrilled. Like, I am so amped for these. Uh, Thoughts, guys? Have you ever
Well,
wanted 3/4 inch Ninja Turtles in your life?
Rob and I just finished watching the sort of walk around the Super 7 stand with Brian Flynn,
Mm.
and he's got physical samples there. So
Oh, good.
you can interpret the images however you wish. And we reason that the turtles themselves, I put forth
I
that
agree.
the turtles themselves do not have O-ring construction.
Mm.
Yeah, because when you actually see the physical items, there is no waist joint
Okay.
at all. It's essentially it's one solid piece, front and back, the
Mm.
shell and the
Mm.
front, and then the articulation starts at the knees. I mean, not the knee,
So they
the
didn't want to give them
crotch.
turtle butts, you know?
Yeah, so it starts at the crotch. So I mean, there
Okay.
is no articulation bending where the belt would is essentially.
So
Wow.
this is a hybrid design, but I'm not going to argue with it. The arms are very much the same as a classic GI Joe's arms would be.
On the legs.
Um, the
Mm.
legs, one can only assume there's a left and a right half that are screwed together. I thought I saw a seam line on the sample that Brian Flynn was holding up. But then that brings in the question, like, do they have a T bar onto which the legs kind of are the two sides are sandwiched over?
Mm.
Um, I don't know, riveting stuff, but basically that was my observation there. So O Reaction Plus no longer means necessarily rubber O-ring.
Hmm.
Reaction Plus just means GI Joe style and not
Jojo
Star
line, yeah.
Wars Kenner
Mm.
style.
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at the foot, and he
Mm.
looks like he's got a plastic T-bar.
Ooh, from the in the digital render. Although it could just be miscolored silver.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't look at this scale. Plastic in your crotch area is
Dangerous.
problematic.
You don't want it in there,
Mm.
guys.
Nah. But I can't tell from the footage or not if the rivets are anodized.
Mm.
Are they, are they shiny silver or are they anodized steel? Shredder looks shiny silver, but the turtles
Yeah.
I'm less convinced of.
Yeah, and you compare that to the foot digital render, and they aren't that silver, but they are
So,
not black.
Tell me about your Universal Monsters, Paul, because what are the rivets like on those? They're shiny
no, they're
silver?
metal. They okay. So, hold on. Better to go. Dracula. His shoulder ones are black, and his elbow ones are silver.
Is it painted?
Yes, they paint.
Okay.
Yeah, they painted. Yeah,
Hmm.
because the back of them, it's difficult in the small viewport here. But if you look at the back, they're silver actually, and if you look at the front, they're black. So, but it doesn't look painted. It actually looks um stained. Oh no,
Okay,
they painted. I
so
just
Stephen
scratched
say
it a little bit.
anodized.
Yeah. So they painted, they're not anodized. They're not the steel hasn't been like dyed, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying they're painted, not
They
anodized.
painted. Yeah.
Hmm.
They yeah.
I mean, we're not putting, a break on the excitement for this. We're just, really over analyzing the details because they look really good. It's awesome to see turtles in GI Joe construction,
Mm.
or style. Finally.
Is this a
Finally.
lock for you, Paulie?
Oh yes. This is very much a lock for me. Guys, the Ninja Turtle CG show, the Nickelodeon one, had a toy line that accompanied it, which I thoroughly loved to bits. But one of the major things that drew me to it was that their size was kind of closer to the modern era GI Joes. But sadly, there's things about their proportions that make them just stand out too much as being like really just too much like a cartoon in the real people's world. Pardon me, kind of look. But yeah, this works for me. I can have these turtles like rocking with Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow um in my Joverse. And also just like what fun just to have just turtles like this to mess
Yeah,
with.
that I mean, like as I mean, you say you got all the Universal monsters. There's more of those coming out. We've seen that they've done Back to the Future figures. What I
Yes.
really love about the Reaction Plus line is that we get this expansion of what a GI Joe style figure is, and that's something that we've explored many times over the years. Like, what
Yeah.
figures would
Ooh.
we love to see as GI Joes? And I think finally that is something that Super Seven, a toy company, is doing. Is finally giving us um, is that yes, we have all the third party guys doing their own things, but a lot of the time they are, it's like ninjas or it's more soldiers.
Mm.
It's not like an expansion of what of
Like
license,
McCready from The Thing. you
you
know?
know. And I mean, I
Yeah.
appreciate everything that all the third party guys do, but sometimes you want to see more things you recognize
Yeah, more
as
licensed
GI Joe
IPs.
style figures.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not something they can afford to do. And but they go their own creative route and they produce beautiful stuff. But sometimes you just want you want a Batman, you want a Spider-Man, you want a turtle.
You want a McCready, you want a Snake Plissken, Super
Yes.
7, you're
And
listening.
Fox Mulder.
You want
You want
and
Law and Order.
Scully.
Yes.
Dong
You want
dong.
a tribe called Quest. I mean,
Dong dong. I love that they're doing that, man. It's so cool. Like I'm so here for it.
I
I
find
want
it
figures. I can't wait for like Ash from the Evil Dead. I can't wait. Oh, when I say can't wait, I'm hoping that we get Ash from the Evil Dead. I'm hoping we get McCready and Co from The Thing. I think it'd be so cool to have Alien and Aliens, crew and the Space Marines.
for
Sure,
sure. And
we
we've
can
seen
just
them
go
do
on.
that in the normal reaction line. So I think
Exactly.
that's how we know they can do it in Reaction Plus. And also Super 7 being, I mean, what not part of Funko, but I mean obviously Super 7 does Funko as well. We know they can have any license they want, and it's great to know that we might one day see all the things that we ever wanted as GI Joe style figures.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul is giving us a close up on someone's chest here.
On Overkill's chase. Los Locos. What is that song from Short Circuit? Los Locos kick your face. Los Locos kick your kick your face, kick your ass to outer space. I love it. Anyway, it's completely butchered, and I'm looking forward to one of you correcting me in the comments. Appreciate that engagement. But check it out. This is what he looks like with his chest open. If I have to describe it to those of you that are listening only and have somehow not seen the images of Overkill, it is reminiscent of a Venus flytrap mixed with Johnny number 5 trying to give you a hug. Is the best way I can explain what
So
I'm seeing here.
I understand why they're so small, why they have to be like that, because they have to fit in the space between the neck articulation and the kind of chest articulation.
Of course.
And the fact that you have to be able to move those parts.
Hmm.
But I really do wish that the guns could have been a little bit bigger.
Dude, it's not the size here, man. It's the caliber.
Ah,
It's like, what is he shooting with that thing? Anyway, I just thought people might appreciate seeing that, so I just threw it in here because the other highly controversial bit of GI Joe news, half of it's GI Joe news, is this. Oh my word! It's the GI Joe uh, Turtles crossovers. These are the press images again. I've got Snake Eyes as Leo here.
yeah, so it's as we speculated. I mean, we kind of covered the rumors and the kind of leaked images.
Mm,
So all of that stuff that we talked about at that time is all true.
yeah,
These are all the figures we're getting, but we do get a nice better look at Scarlet X April.
yeah,
Um, and she basically just looks like a yellow Scarlet,
got it.
essentially.
Yeah. With long hair. Although the camera crossbow combo is a lot of fun. I am a fan.
It's a neat concept, I think.
It's such a Ninja Turtles thing. This Snake Cobra Commander Shredder is still not winning awards for me, but the image that I'm showing on screen right now, with the way that it's lit up, the coloring, I really, really love how the shot looks. I just don't love the figure conceptually. We've got Destro cross Krang, and this is something we hadn't seen yet, which is Storm Shadow cross Slash.
So who's Slash? Sorry, I don't I don't know.
Slash is a turtle from another timeline.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's actually from
And
the video game. Yeah.
when did he find his way into the lore? Was this
Video game.
okay? How recently?
Turtles in Time.
Oh, Turtles in
Super
Time.
Nintendo. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it has
Yeah.
been like that for quite some time.
Yeah. He's actually there's a whole thing. He's actually, I think it's Leonardo's pet turtle or something. That gets like mutated, goes bad because it like kind of makes him a bit juiced, and then the way they beat him is by kicking him into a portal which sends him back in time, and then
Interesting.
you find him, and then like that's kind of the backstory for him. I do need to double check my turtle lore because as far as I know, that backstory was created for his appearance in the video game. So, but cool that he's Storm Shadow because it does actually make a lot of sense lore-wise for both the Turtles and GI Joe, because this was Leonardo's pet at one point, best friend, and now they are on the opposite sides of the spectrum, and they're definitely leaning into Storm Shadow being a bad guy. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of people like very excited about Slash as Storm Shadow or Storm slash. So,
Well, I mean, these are all very cool, but I mean, I think what I think probably said last time is like they're too turtle for my GI Joe. Like I want GI Joe turtles, and I think now that I mean we've seen the Super Seven stuff, which obviously aren't like a crossover, but
mm,
technically they are because what I said is I wanted O-ring style turtles. I think that's like if I had to get any of these, it would probably be those ones. But
The Super
I'm
7 ones.
the Super Seven ones,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad that turtle people are getting to enjoy our GI Joe designs in their world, and I'm sure Paul, you're absolutely over the moon with this. Are you
I love
still?
it. I am still. I gotta say, Reaction Plus has definitely um changed the game a little bit for me. Whereas before, I think I was a little bit more open to possibly getting all four of the turtles. Now I think I may only get like Leo and Mikey and Slash kind of thing. Maybe not even.
You
But
got to get it's Luigi as Donatello.
Uh, guys, I hate this for so many reasons, but it's got nothing to do with the figure. The figure's fine. I worked on a
What?
project a long time.
Dalton X Donatello.
Yeah, I worked on a
Double
project
D.
along. In fact, both him and Raphael, I worked on a project a long, long time ago. I don't want to say the name of the project or anything, but the character designs in there are very reminiscent, or should I say, these guys are very reminiscent of those characters, and it just reminds me a lot of that. And I was just like, ugh, that was just an annoying um, job, and I just don't want to have that PTSD in my life. So go away, Dalton. And that is kind of everything that was covered. Well, when I say everything, that's everything I have pictures for. There
Well,
were,
yeah.
of course,
I
a
mean, you
lot
have to
more
keep.
things like
We've
shown off.
definitely covered all the stuff that we were kind of interested in to kind of like talk about that connected in some way to GI Joe, or was
Yeah, I have some connective tissue, in some respect.
for
I mean,
sure.
not mentioned or not shown in the episode was the second wave of Back to the Future with Back to the Future 2, Marty McFly and Doc Brown. Uh, Interesting for Marty McFly because you got the hoverboard. If you care about that kind of thing, that's a nice touch. I mentioned a little bit earlier the Universal Monsters, Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's Monster, and the Mummy. So that's a lot of fun. I'm personally keen on the Mummy and Frankenstein. I just would like to see how they do the Bride's dress before I get excited about that. Uh, Steve mentioned I had to laugh, but we were joking when we said LA Law as a GI Joe toy line crossover thing, but Super 7 is giving us Law and Order, so that's going to be interesting. I
Wow.
don't know if they're going to be Reaction Plus, but they're coming.
No,
Um,
Ultimates for sure. I think
Ultimates, yeah,
Super Cyborg, why not? Nah,
super,
not
yeah.
5 POA guys. I saw some posed images of the actual next wave of Reaction Plus Joes, and I must say, like, it annoys me when whoever's posing these figures gets shit wrong.
Mm,
Because Chuckles, whose big selling point for me is the fact that he's got a much nicer holster than the original, rather basic one,
Mm,
is that it's more low profile, it's thinner, it's more tightly molded, but it was like floating. Whoever like posed the figure had it like kind of floating above his body. Like, pull that shit down, man.
mm.
mm.
At least show us that it can be pulled down and made to look nice. Because otherwise, I'm going to come away with the impression that, like, actually it does kind of billow outwards and doesn't sit flush
Mm.
on the figure's chest.
Yeah, so those things were announced. Some of the Motu movie Motu stuff, uh, the vehicles look quite interesting. The yeah, the what's it called? The Roton was looking quite fun. Like it looks like a fun toy. Like I think a lot of kids who are excited for the movie are gonna dig those toys. Or are gonna dig the vehicles for that toy line for sure. Because there's a lot of fun playability kind of stuff going on there. Also, not for nothing, but the Transformers. There's some interesting offerings from Transformers. They got that new, I want to call it the Overdrive line. Is it Overdrive?
Overgear.
Overgear. Thank you, Rob.
Overcharge, overheat. Ooh,
Those
overgear.
are insanely cool.
They look
Um,
good. I mean, initially when I saw them listed on Hobbylink Japan, I thought they were basically just Bayformers,
but
but
they're not.
they kind of have that aesthetic of realistic vehicles, but they don't have that kind of that ugly look that basically all of the Transformers in the
Yeah, it's
Bayverse just
yeah,
jagged lines everywhere.
everywhere.
So
Yeah,
I think Rawhide, what's his name?
yeah.
Ironhide.
Ironhide
Einheit.
and Black Down. I don't know.
Yeah,
Helicopter.
but that Hilo is very cool.
The
Or
helicopter
should I
looks
say
awesome.
gunship?
You can
Yeah.
so rarely get helicopters in GI Joe
Mm.
that they just feel. What is
Oh,
that?
in
I know.
Transformers.
Sorry,
In
I'm not a.
Transformers?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Transformers. Um, that I always get excited when I see one of those.
Yeah,
And
their
they don't
pricing is
overly
insane.
complex to transform. The price seems fine. I believe it's at least on Hobbylink Japan. We're not sponsored, but just sharing the information with Paul if he doesn't know. It's about
About one and a half.
1,800 rand, and
Yeah.
the helicopter is about 2-1.
Yeah. Which is quite heavy, I must say, for Transformers.
I
It's
think it
quite a big
depends on
leap.
what size scale they are.
Mm.
So I think if they're a decent size with not an overly complex transformation, like a transformation you can kind of like memorize and do for yourself. I think they seem like they would be worth getting, and they come with a ton of accessories, lots of different weapons to play with. Yeah, they look like fun.
Yeah, and then yeah, so like it's quite interesting to see that there's some life in Transformers. I feel like Transformers as a toy line is kind of going through its GI Joe modern era phase because it's not the
Mm.
cool kid at the moment, so they're kind of making it cool in its own way. Or should I say it's pursuit of Cobra phase? Because I think we're going to see some very cool looking off the beaten track Transformers designs that are going to come out there. And of course, they're going to stick with their mainstays, the G1, G2 likes, etc.
Well, I mean,
Um,
those overgear things. I mean, those are Takaratomi. So that's not
Technically, they
Hasbro.
all are.
Well, I suppose yeah, technically they are, but
All
obviously
the
that's
really shit
stuff.
stuff. Oh, sorry, Rob.
No,
All
no,
the shitty quick transforming Transformers that have come out, for the last movie, like the dumb ones from Transformers 1, those were made by Hasbro.
okay.
Yeah, the baby toys, should I say. Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Okay,
seems
listen, I'm
overall.
speculating. Sorry,
Yeah,
Rob.
no, I was just gonna say I think it seems overall ToyFaRe was a great success. Like a lot of
Mm,
stuff came out of it that was interesting. A lot of stuff that we want to get, or at least are very deeply interested in.
yeah.
And yeah, the future looks bright. I think still for GI
Oh,
Joe.
so bright.
Too bright for
So
Steven. He's got to put his glasses back on.
yeah, so many cool toys, man. Like I'm glad that I picked this year as the year
Yeah,
to buy
I was
these
actually
toys.
gonna say like
Yeah.
the toy gods are really testing your resolve.
Yeah, they most certainly are, but at least they are making it better for everybody else, because of course the universe revolves around me, whatever's. Um, Not for nothing though, I do love those G1 reintroductions of the Transformers, where they've given them more articulation, and I keep forgetting the name, Missing Link, and I'm especially excited by the Grimlock. Just not loving the price. I mean, it's about 2K for us. That's what it works out for us.
Yeah,
That's,
about the same price as the Overgear figures.
yeah, and like I do appreciate that, but yeah, I don't know if that's going to find its way into my collection. But I'm excited to see them, and I'm excited to see that they are doing a good job with them. It makes me sad when they do their animation colors because they look a bit kind.
Mm.
I like the original toy colors personally, but yeah, it's been a great Toy Fair year, and also not for nothing, feel like it's worth mentioning. One Fest has also been happening, like that's the Wonder Festival in Japan. It's one of the big toy festivals, and like I don't think there's anything for GI Joe fans there that I can mention other than I think
Oh,
Aya had some of their stuff shown there. But for somebody like myself, who is obviously trying to do the best they can not to buy anything, it's great that they released a beautiful line of Ninja Gaiden figures, um, which look really great. They by Revoltic, the amazing Yamaguchi, and that was just to name a few. The boss from Metal Gear, and some like sort of holes in my collection, should I say, like in my video game toy collection, are announced there. But yeah, guys, go and check it out. I think there's lots of great places for you to check out toy news, and of course there was a bunch of new Gundam and model kit announcements recently as well. So lots of new offerings and lots of threats to your wallet, and that is a very interesting looking spider. Hello.
fascinating.
It's got
But
very long
thank you
front
everyone for
legs.
coming
Yeah.
into our web,
Mm.
our space on the web. We appreciate everyone who listened this far into the episode. Let us know if what is your favorite
We
thing.
appreciate people who don't, slightly less. All those guys who jumped off after 5 minutes.
At least you guys know that we like you the most.
Thank you for your like. And for
And
your yeah,
yeah, for everything you do, for listening to us, for just being here, and we obviously
engaging.
also appreciate the Berg Force, whether you join us on Patreon or you join us on YouTube, being members. You guys help keep these lights on. You keep my lights on when the city itself is messing with my lights. But anyway,
Mm.
nothing the Berg Force can do about that. But still, when they're working, it's wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah.
414 Toy Fair 2026.
ToyFaRe Surprise.
Big surprises happened.
Big
I think,
surprises.
yeah, me and Steven kind of almost spent the whole day just kind of like watching videos and be like, oh, do you
Walkthroughs.
see this? Do you see that? Like pausing the videos and be like, oh, no, 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 no,
Yeah,
So,
Pixel Dan getting all excited.
yeah, he had a great time there, I think.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
give him one of those Ninja Force Zartans,
I don't know why
honestly.
they don't, actually.
They most likely will. It's just
I'm sure they will.
they might not do it on air there, but they most likely will. I mean, Pixel Dan does a lot for the toy community, I
100%.
feel.
But
Whether
most
you like him or not.
specifically, like he cosplayed as Ninja Force Zartan and also made a video where that was like his main haul from a convention. Like he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm starting a new collection. It's starting with this carded GI Joe.
And I'm
Ninja
sitting there
Force.
going, "You faker! I've loved Ninja Force Zartan far longer than you, Pixel
Well, it's
Dan."
not how long you love something, but
I
the
know, I know.
depth of your love.
I'm just
It's how
glad that
famous you are on the internet.
no, I'm just glad that people are starting to sort of cotton on to the awesomeness that
90s
is that
figures and
design and
90s
some of the 90s
design.
stuff, which has really been neglected. And I think, all of us as Joe fans and content creators, I think have done our part to try and highlight the figures and characters we love quite a bit, which is something we wanted to do in episode 414. But alas, all this news came and derailed us. So maybe by the next episode, we will have even more fleshed out ideas
The
for our
topic
current
that
topic,
was
which I
never heard.
really, really want to do, guys. So let's
I'm
please
looking
not
forward to
like.
knocking this ball along for the rest of the year. Boop, boop, boop. Kick it a little bit further down the road.
Oh,
Stay
Rob.
tuned, guys.
Yeah. Have a good one. Thank you again, as always. And everybody, yeah, remember to play with the toys. And we'll catch you on the next one.
What do you want to
Yeah.
get out of these new reveals?
Not
If
JoJo.
anything, sing out in the comments below.
Yes.
Tell us what's
Let us
pumping your
know.
nads. What's getting you excited?
Yeah, what's getting you up in the morning?
Cowabunga. Berg.
Pause.
Anything else? No. Outro and.